These are among the headlines in focus. Sarawak targets 15 gigawatts of renewable energy generations capacity by 2035. Unions to begin reporting activities and cases to Sarawak Legislative Assembly next year. Mora Lassa Bridge to be completed by early 2025. Good evening. Sarawak has set an ambitious target to increase its renewable energy generations capacity to 15 gigawatts by 2035. According to Sarawak Premier Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari to Dato' Abang Openg, this long-term plan is part of Sarawak's commitment to capitalize on its natural resources and strategic policies to drive regional growth.
I think what we do now is we have to have a long-term policy right up to 2035. Our target by 2030, we are able to produce 10 gigawatt, though our needs, the domestic need is very much less than that. So in other words, your surplus to be shared with our partners. And then by 2035, we hope to increase up to 15 gigawatt, and that will enable us to produce the right power mix and to be shared with our neighbors. So in other words, what I'm saying here is we have to have a firm policy, and we have that policy towards 2035. We see what happens.
He said this in an interview after participating as a panelist in a focus discussion at the Abu Dhabi International Petroleum Exhibitions and Conference 2024 held at the Abu Dhabi National Exhibition Centre on Wednesday. Dato' Petinggi Abang Zohari said that currently Sarawak's energy generations capacity stands at 5.7 gigawatts, with 62% derived from hydroelectric power from the Batang Air, Bakun and Murum dams. Gas contributes 21%, coal 16% and diesel 1%, while alternative energy sources like biomass, hybrid solar and micro hydro plants make up less than 1%. The Baleh Dam, with a capacity of 1.3 gigawatts, is under construction, is expected to be operational by 2027, further boosting the region's renewable energy capacity.
Yes, at the moment we produce 70% on hydro and 30% non-hydro. In other words, we are already having clean energy, and we have developed it for the past 20 years in terms of hydro production of electricity. And because of our advantage, because we are in the tropics, we got a lot of rivers, and we make use of our strength there to produce clean energy, not only for Sarawak, but also we share through our what we call Borneo grid with our neighbors, Indonesia, Brunei, and the rest in Kalimantan.
Therefore, Dato' Petinggi Abang Zohari said Sarawak is also in discussions to supply up to 1 gigawatt of renewable energy to Singapore by 2031. This project, involving Sarawak Energy and Singapore's Sembcorp Industries, will include a high-capacity 700 kilometers submarine cable, with the constructions managed by Singapore over a period of 6 to 7 years. With financing still under negotiations, Keppel Corporation has expressed interest, and Sarawak is considering supplying energy to Johor, which is driven by industrial growth and demand for data centers.
And there is what we call common zone, economic zone between Johor and Singapore, and they have of course engaged with us whether we can supply power to Johor, because Johor now depends on solar energy, which sometimes there is a problem of consistency, but we are working out how best for us to help Johor, or Peninsular Malaysia for that matter, in terms of clean energy supply.
Earlier, Sarawak has signed a partnership with Mazda from Abu Dhabi to develop floating solar panels capable of generating up to 1 gigawatt. This project, along with other initiatives, will help Sarawak meet energy demand and contribute to climate change mitigations. The Sarawak Integrity and Ombudsman Unit, unions of the Sarawak Premier's Department, will start reporting activities and cases to the Sarawak Legislative Assembly next year. Speaker of the Sarawak Legislative Assembly, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Muhammad Asfi Awang Nasa, revealed that unions has been preparing and formulating the reporting system by following a Westminster model. He noted that Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Abang Zohari had suggested adopting the Swedish Ombudsman system to ensure that reports submitted by the Public Accounts Committee or Ombudsman are not misused by the executive branch.
So, the Premier is adopting the Swedish Ombudsman system in order to prevent report made by the Public Account Committee or Ombudsman from being weaponized by the executive, so that the vicious circle or cycle among those who are in the position to use does not abuse the report given by the Public Account Committee or by the Ombudsman. That is the main issue, so that the report is not weaponized by anyone, by the executive, against past ministers or past politicians.
He told reporters after officiating the Anti-Corruption and Legal Liability Workshop for Assemblymen held at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching on Friday. Meanwhile, a Deputy Minister in the Sarawak Premier's Department, Integrity and Ombudsman, Dr. Juanda Jaya, said the reporting process would mirror that of the Public Accounts Committee. He added that the reports will follow the standards set by Scandinavian countries such as Sweden and Finland. The constructions of the Mora Lassa bridge, spanning 2.43 kilometers and costing over 597 million ringgit, is set to be completed by 19th of January 2025. Currently 96% finished, the project commenced on the 22nd March 2019, and once opened early next year, it is expected to significantly enhance local mobility and spur economic growth. Sarawak Deputy Minister for Infrastructure and Port Development, Dato' Insinyur Adil Lariwu, hailed the bridge as a game changer for the local community, stressing its importance in improving the quality of life for residents in Daro and surrounding areas.
Itulah satu teknologi mempercepatkan pembinaan jembatan, utamanya Redopias tadi. Ya. Dan sudah tentu kaedah-kaedah pemaju untuk memajukan pelancaran kita seperti installation kita yang menggunakan thermal form yang begitu canggih juga kita tengok, yang mempercepatkan pembinaan dan seterusnya dia dapat kaedah membuat kita menggunakan force tensioning, iaitu dibuatnya box kemudian ditarik. Yang itu lebih dapat memanjangkan lagi dia punya gedes.
He spoke at the stitching ceremony for the Mora Lassa Bridge held on Thursday. Meanwhile, Deputy Minister in the Sarawak Premier's Department, Corporate Affairs, Information and UKAS, Dato' Abdullah Saidul, said the constructions of bridges in coastal areas throughout Sarawak began following the 2015 Sarawak Legislative Assembly sitting, where the then Chief Minister agreed to connect the coastal regions from southern to northern Sarawak with bridges. Representing local residents, Dato' Abdullah then expressed his deepest gratitude to Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Abang Zohari for agreeing to allocate substantial funds to construct all 16 major bridge projects across Sarawak.
Dan mewakili warga Pulau Bruit, kami merasa bangga dan rasa terharu kerana pulau rasanya satu-satu selain daripada Pulau Pinang lah kot, satu-satunya pulau di Malaysia yang dibungi oleh 2 jambatan, dan salah satu jambatan yang kita ada hari ini ialah jambatan yang kedua terpanjang sekali di Sarawak. Saya harap sistem pembuangan pesisir ini nanti akan dapat membantu masyarakat kawasan pesisir untuk secara tidak langsung menaik tarafkan sosioekonomi mereka, sistem pembuangan dan sebagainya.
Sarawak Energy, the owner and operator of the 944 megawatts Murum Hydroelectric Plant HEP, organized a 3-day media familiarization trip to the second largest HEP in Sarawak from November 5th to 7th. The trip included 14 media personnel from 10 different media agencies, where the objective of the trip was to provide a closer look at the plant's operations and to highlight Sarawak Energy's commitment to providing reliable energy through sustainable hydropower. The visit included tours such as the boat tour along Murum Reservoir, Murum Flora Conservation Garden, Batu Tungun Lookout Point, Main Dam and Powerhouse. In addition to complying with the International Commission on Large Dams International Construction Standards, the Murum HEP is monitored by both internal and external systems to ensure operations consistently remain with safe parameters. According to Sarawak Energy Senior Engineer for Dam Safety Unit of Hydro, Felix Ferentino Bujang, the dam is equipped with numerous sensors, including an earthquake sensor for monitoring along with an annual deformations survey.
Have a lot of this program, maintenance program, daily, weekly, even monthly. And then from bi-yearly, we also have some inspector from from all of our dam to come here, each of our dam. So, and then they come here and help us to inspect, to do the biannual inspection. So these are to comply with our MICOL international standards as well.
Additionally, Senior Executive for Health, Safety, Security and Environment of Sarawak Energy, Keshwaran Kalimutu, said Sarawak Energy also partnered with the Sarawak Forestry Corporation's SFC to conserve local ecosystems, establishing the Wildlife Monitoring and Rescue (WIMOR) program, which focuses on wildlife monitoring, habitat restorations and supporting the long-term sustainability of local ecosystems.
So this Murum Conservation Garden is a place where we conserve most of the iconic species of Murum. Last time when it was prior to the impoundment stage. So during the WIMO operation, about 12,000 species of trees, non-trees were rescued and transplanted into the island. So this place was for orchid, bamboos, gaharu, ansurai and some of other local.
Meanwhile, the trip also included a visit to a ritual platform designed and built by Sarawak Energy in partnership with the Murum Penan community. It is intended to provide a permanent area for the Penans to perform their annual Batu Tungun ritual ceremony overlooking their sacred rock. The design of the Murum Dam took into consideration the preservation of this rock formation as part of the cultural heritage of the indigenous community in the area. Together with Sarawak Energy's other hydropower facilities, Murum HEP has a critical role in advancing the post-COVID-19 development strategy PCDS 2030 to elevate Sarawak to high-income status by harnessing renewable energy resources and delivering secure and reliable energy. And that's the English edition with me, Sharill Malek. More news can be found in our official portal ukas.sarawak.gov.my and social media platforms including Facebook and YouTube. We conclude the bulletin with a montage of the Sarawak Premier leading a meeting between Petroleum Sarawak Berhad Petros and Mubadala Energy in Abu Dhabi on Thursday. #Saluran Informasi Rakyat. Have a good night.